Okay, we're here. There's a bunch of you that have been waiting, like good people. We like that. We like that a lot. So we got that going on. There is a poll in the chat box that will coincide with a story for later today in there. But right now, TC and I have been smashing spring pow a lot. So hopefully you got some powitis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got that. But get your questions in wherever it appears, whether it's on the side or down below or if it's on your phone. We're going to try to answer them for you. We're going to do all that. And got the first statement of the day from our boy Curtis Jackson, Ape Man himself. TC has a great pow butter. Yesterday was sick.
Yesterday was sick.
It was a great day.
That Beta APX pow butter's on the nose like no one's business. That thing was a blast.
Yeah. So,
and I'm glad Curtis got to stay down and ride instead of having to stay up and steamboat and snowboard, you know.
Yeah.
Above that tree line.
Yeah. It's okay. I made the guys go make bomb holes yesterday. It was great. Fucking great.
Sweet
that
zone.
Nitro Stiletto 66 Swallowtail. I didn't realize that was going to be a limited edition board, but it is. And that thing was fun. Like, it was nimble in the trees for being a 66, and it's a mid-wide too.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But goddamn, first run of the day, I go to get on the chair, and one of those Donic nerds gets on with me. And the guy's got like, it's not like a swallowtail, it's like a V-tail, and he sees mine, and he's like, missing part of your board. I was like, ha, never fucking heard that before. Snow Shark got me. And he's like, yeah, mine's got that too, and it affects the edge hold on this board. You know, it's like it's reducing the edge. And I'm like, it's shaped like this. Like, it doesn't even go in through the tail. Like, it's not even into the flat of the board. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, fucking guy just kept talking the whole time. Didn't even realize I had headphones on. Finally, we're getting off. He's like saying something. I looked down. I was like, I have headphones in. I have no clue what you were saying, dude. It's too early in the morning for you to be this peppy, dude. I am waking up. Like, leave me alone. I got to do my morning hot lap through Lower Enchanted. Which I got the field side of Lower Enchanted. The first drop, the first access gate, first track.
Nice.
Ollied over the rock band because it was wind blowing right at the rock band.
Yeah, that's the only time it's good. If you're not the first person through it, it's just shit.
Fucking. They never should have put an access gate up there. I liked it when you used to have to traverse back around. That was way better. Because what I would do is if I had to really pee is you traverse all the way over and then you traverse further over and there's this hidden pow field over there. It's my favorite place to whip my dick out and piss because you're just like standing there peeing and you can see all the other chair lifts and you can see the terrain park and everything. And no one knows what you're doing. And I'm just like sitting there like, just peeing away. Great. I love peeing over there. But all right. Okay, we'll take this first question from Rich Foster. What's up, guys? Still researching for my beginner knees. What do you think of the 2025 Nitro Electric cam out? Thanks. It's fine. Get it. Yep. She'll be fine. Yeah.
It's a good beginner board.
All right. Here we go. From Carpe Diem. First, don't look at your 401k. Don't look at your stock portfolio. I lost 7% today. It's not good news. Second, do you think board companies will bring production to the States as a result? It takes 3 to 5 years to build a factory, and it's going to be a ton of upfront costs. No, they're just going to raise our prices on everything. There is a new factory that went in for Nidecker for Jones, and even that's still not up and running, and they've been working on that for 3 years now, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, so and that's supposed to be north of Seattle. No, it's not going to come. Expect your outerwear to be more pricey, everything from China to be more pricey. It's just, yep. Well, some companies are like, we can kind of eat the cost where it might be like $1 or $2, and some companies are like, nah, we can just raise it up 50%. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be good. But yeah, to build a good factory, 3 to 5 years to do that. Then you've got to get your staff to train it. It's not like they're bringing the staff over from any of those factories to do it. So now you got to find people and train them. And some of those factories have generational labor. So you're losing generations of people that understand how to work fast, efficiently, and do quality. So, cephalic moron over there fucked everything up. So, yeah. All right. We got a PSA from S. Scott 1986. Watch out for small children on the narrow runs. They tend to turn hard to the right at the worst possible times. Hashtag it's the parents' fault. TC witnessed that.
I saw that. That was gnarly. We were just riding next to each other. There was the mom. Like, I passed the mom. The mom decided she was going to pass everybody on skis, even her small son that's probably like 5 years old. Flew right past him, stared him in the eyes, and just kept going. The kid tried to keep up, got like the speed wobbles on his skis and just cut straight right in front of Steve. And just like he hit the brakes on his toe side and then like full 90 on the board and then just caught his tail edge. Flipped over so hard. He almost did like a full rotation, kicked the kid's pole straight up in the air, and surprisingly didn't land on his head. Knocked the wind out of himself. That looked like it hurt really bad. I thought it would be like I have to go to ski patrol and pick somebody or get somebody. But he made it out. We scolded the mom. Not the kid's fault. He was very nice. He said sorry a lot. So the kid understood. Mom
didn't.
She didn't get it.
No. Mom was retarded. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm so happy that Nationals week will be over. There's so many people that are just going to leave. It's going to be great. Driving there yesterday, I wanted to murder people. There's a semi in the right lane with its four ways. He's trying to get to the chain up station. So he's letting people know he's going slow. The car would not pass him. 60-something cars backed up because this guy was too afraid to pass it. He'd stay right next to it, but he wouldn't pass it. So finally when he passed it, I've never seen so much trash get thrown out of a car at another car. Every car was whipping shit out the window at this guy. Fucking amazing. And I was like, people, trash doesn't do anything. Get marbles, ball bearings, stuff that will crack a windshield. That'll teach them. Find an old spark plug and crack it up.
Yeah, stay out of left lane.
Yeah. Left lane is for crime, not passive crime. Like gnarly levels of crime. Watched a guy in a Land Rover Defender try to do crime and realize he could not do crime. It was hilarious. He pulled over into the right lane and got real slow real quick. I blew past him at like 95.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people with really bad tires the past couple days. I'm like, what is going on here?
Dude, that's another thing with tariffs. Tire prices are going to go through the roof.
I'm happy I just got mine.
I think I can squeeze another year out of mine, so I should be good. But I'm going to be hunting. I'm going to be looking for deals on tires.
Mm-hmm.
We need an official tire sponsor of Angry.
Michelin.
Hancock, reach out to me. I want this. All right, we'll take this one from Ted G. Hey, fellas, ride lasso boots with about 90 days on them. Front boot feels like it flexes more on one side than the other. Skill issue, boa issue, or time for a new pair? Probably time for a new pair at 90 days.
Probably.
You know, you're just hitting that point. If you're getting more flex on one side and you say it's your front boot, that's from you driving carves and everything and buttering and flexing on it. It's your dominant foot. It means you ride weight forward on your front foot, which is what you should be doing to initiate turns and everything. It just means you killed the boot. So at 90 days, it really doesn't owe you anything. I mean, I'd squeeze it out to 100, and then you can break down the costs because what's that boot, like $389, $400? So you paid like $4 a day to use that boot or something, basically.
Yeah, something like that.
I can't remember what the exact price is on that.
The Lasso Pro is like $450.
Then
like
so you paid like
$389.
So you paid $4.50 at 100 days for the boot. I feel like that at that point you've got your value out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So all right. Take another one here from Rich Foster. My son is wanting to start riding again and wants a shadow band, 180 to 190 with a 10.5 boot. What size? Slap him. You can either slap him on the 57. Depends on the boot, but realistic was it? Because I think that only comes in a. Actually, put him on the 60 wide. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Yeah. All right. From Rich, would the Battalion Blaster ASIM go well with the K2 excavator? It's a little underpowering in my opinion, but it'll work.
It'll get you through.
Yeah. I mean, the Astro would be better.
Yeah, or even the full wrap. But
yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Super chat from Beziums. I only take Bort advice from people who've humped me. Hashtag I'm flying, Jack. Yeah, you were flying. Yeah. So, no, I'll tell this story when we get a few more people in here. I got called but it's funny. I got called an anonymous person on the internet giving bad advice from a guy that literally said he worked at a shop and you need to trust him, bro, who'd never commented on any of our videos and had no proof of anything on his profile. I'm like, there's 2,000 videos on this channel. I don't think I'm anonymous. I've been doing this for 20 years. My knowledge base is really good, but the story of this is really funny. I think we'll talk about it later, but yeah. All right. From Bradley Thompson. Can't wait for the new Clue second generation's binding to come out. Talk about fucking obtuse. Clue dropped that they were going to do a new binding on April Fool's Day, and everyone was like, is this a joke? And they're like, no, we don't do humor. Like,
that's funny.
Supposedly they updated the straps. The screws have been updated. It's still the same chassis, I guess, and the high back's been updated. So I'm like, oh, gee, so everything that I said was wrong with it is now getting an update for the most part? Great. Let's go kickstart a fund to buy me a pair.
Yep.
Got to make another video. Maybe these ones won't spontaneously combust in the middle of the review. So... From Gary, looking for damp workhorse binding between the Mercury, the New Force, the Astro Asim, and the Katana. Which is more damp? Astro and Mercury are the two most damp on there.
Yeah. I would say it'd be very close with the Katana and the Mercury, though, too. But the Astro is definitely going to be...
The Astro has a thicker foot pad.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
it's definitely going to be the dampness.
I mean, otherwise, the Astro Asim and the Katana are the exact same in dampness. It's that foot pad that Battalion uses is thicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only difference. And you can swap Battalion parts to Rome parts and Rome parts to Battalion parts.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that one requires really no Frankensteining.
Yeah. Yep. I'm all about the Frankenstein. From our boy Mbinus, it's not a real live stream without a PSA. Buy Resort Twin.
Is this his last week here?
Yeah, he leaves Wednesday.
So tomorrow we ride.
Yes, tomorrow we ride.
Okay.
Yep. On a pow day.
We're taking him to the hole. We're taking him to the double.
To the double.
We're taking him to the double.
Make him hit it?
Yep.
He hit it the other day. It's okay.
We'll make him go to the good side.
Make him drop it from the top, though. Straight line in. Send it like 30 feet. Explode.
You gotta make it.
Slide into the tree of doom. Okay. So from Average Couch Enjoyer, what's a good helmet, or are they all basically the same? Looking to pick up a new one in the spring sales. Stick with reliable brands, none of that weird Wild Horn Outfitters, Outdoor Masturbator, all that shit. But the big thing is, it's like boots. The best one is the one that fits your head shape. Wave Cell works. MIPS works. Make sure it's an actual helmet and not rated as a hard hat. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a big thing in there. But yeah, you just need to go try them on and see which one fits you the best. So
bring your goggles too to make sure that you don't get a giant gaper gap or anything like that in there. You don't have wind coming in because that's just
bring your balaclava or face mask if you wear it underneath. Anything that you would wear underneath, bring that so you know that it'll fit. I'm kind of becoming a fan of the boa knob on them. I need to pick up my next helmet's getting one of those. I think for just making it a little tighter so that you get extra adjustability. But yeah, stick with real companies, none of these weird knockoff brands that are making helmets now. Because near as I can tell, I went looking and they claim that they have an ISTM rating, but I'm like, I can't find that it was ever actually tested. So I'm like, you're a hard hat. Cool.
Yep. I actually really like the BOA system on the K2 helmets. Like,
really?
That fit me really well. Yeah, because I had to grab one from Powder Tools for Slash and Burn because I didn't have my helmet. And I put it on. I was like, this is the most comfortable helmet I've actually put on in my life. maybe I would wear this. Like,
K2's accessory line, them and Solomon, I feel are like underrated. Like their
mhm.
goggles and other stuff that they make. Like no one ever thinks about it, and the reps never talk about it.
Yeah, I just see our rep wearing like the goggles, and I'm like, those look cool. I put them on my face. I'm like, they fit well too. Like, that's a
Yeah,
solid goggle.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with it. And I think it's cheaper than like say going out and getting like a Smith or something like that. And I think it's the same tech.
yeah.
So I don't know. I like them.
From Hunter, first time riding a powboard tomorrow, ready for some new snow after some slush fun. Hashtag why do children turn so sharply? Because the lower center of gravity. Remember,
Low center of gravity.
take a stance back, lean back, be prepared for leg burn. If you start to get a cramp, punch your quad.
There you
Get
go.
it to release. Yep.
Mhm.
Uh, all right, from Alexei Somik. Hey guys, any opinions on which is better, Free Ride World Tour or Natural Selection? I mean, I'd rather watch Natural Selection, but they talk for so goddamn much. Can I just get to
I
the Can
think,
I just get to the thriller? I don't need the filler.
yeah. I mean, natural selection is great for like actually pretty much seeing like video parts that are just, it's a contest almost. Like, where Free Ride World Tour is, they're going to go out in the most dog shit conditions where they haven't had snow in 20 days. It's just been blowing 70 miles an hour, and it's like navigating through a rock field. And then you see like Victor and those dudes like still throwing like a backflip or like a front or back three. And you're like, I don't want to do that, but I'm stoked to watch you do that. It's like natural selection just looks more fun to me because they're not going to do it unless they have great conditions where Free Ride World Tour, or like what we do, where I still got to go snowboard today, even though it's dog shit out. And it's like, you got to do it because you got to get the stop done. So I don't know
Ugh.
if you're hardo, you like free ride. I think if you just really like snowboarding, you like natural selection more.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the way I see
I
it.
feel like there's definitely a stereotype that watches Free Ride World Tour.
Yeah.
Their name might be
Like,
Charles. They might be into ultra running. They run over rocks regularly, and they're notorious for running into people when they're in a group. They're also
well,
road bikers too. So
I can
just
see
saying.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of
Smith
granola. A lot of granola running through those veins.
Yeah, yeah. All
But the
right.
athletes are crazy.
I mean, those lines choices that they do, like it's crazy. Like seeing the being at the basin whenever they do the free ride junior worlds
Mm-hmm.
or whatever on the backside there. Like I know right where they. I ride in that, and like sometimes they're up there, and I'm like, man, we haven't had snow in like 2 weeks. That thing just bakes in the goddamn sun, and
Mm-hmm.
in the way it sits in Montezuma, the wind just blows up it, and it's like, oh god, because when it's good, but when it's bad, it's god awful. Like it's don't go near it.
Yeah, they did a junior one in Steamboat in like the hike to area, and I remember going over there. I was like, if you guys just would have went like one peak over, it was amazing. Where they were, it was just like the hardest, most scraped off stuff ever. And I'm like, guys, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
All right, we got another one from Jacques of Hearts. Stratos Aviator or Mountain Twin to pair with my Arbor, a Westmark Camber. Well, I don't think you need a Mountain Twin if you've got a Westmark Camber, so I don't
I'd
know.
probably go Stratos.
Yeah, I mean that's the opposite end of the spectrum from where you're at.
It's also the only directional one on there, so
Yeah,
you might as well go directional.
yeah, full directional.
Mm-hmm.
Get a good structure on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
take
fast.
to Creston.
Take it to
Get
Creston.
ask for
Base
the bow
bumps.
wherever you go. Yep, wherever you go, ask for the bow.
Yeah. All right. From Kason Whitaker, have you tested the Stranded Descender Evo yet? No. Supposedly they were sending me one. I don't know if that's going to show up or not. And I asked, Underground doesn't have one to demo, so I can't even grab it from them. So I have a feeling that board is actually sitting with James from the Good Ride and he's holding on to it purposely, which, whatever. That's fine. We'll get it when we get it. So, From Benny Benassi. Hey, fellas, what are your thoughts on the Burton Blossom and what boards are a good comparison? Love the channel. I don't have thoughts on it. I don't want to have thoughts on anything from Burton. Fuck that brand. I can tell you so many better boards. Capita Indoor Survival. Public Dispute. Freaking, like, let's see. Might like a Jones Tweaker Pro, depending that. Like, anything with camber.
And
Be
progressive
solid.
side cut.
Yeah.
Progressive, blended, just not radial. And you're gonna love it even more.
Nitro Team.
Like,
Even a
yeah.
T1 from Nitro.
Ride Zero. You do a bench warmer. You could do a hypnotist. You could do
Huck Knife,
so
Huck
many
Knife
twins.
Pro.
Yeah,
There's
so many twins out there.
So many better boards. Like, Burton's so fucking beyond mid. Like, at this point, I'm surprised they haven't become a licensing brand where they just license out the name to someone to put their shit on it. Like,
Yeah.
fuck that brand.
Well, it's funny. I was riding up the chairlift this week actually with one of the girls that's a competitor, and then her mom. And her mom's like, "What do you do for a living out here?" And I told her, and then she's like, "Oh, what do you think of my daughter's board?" And I'm like, "What is it?" And I looked over; it was covered in snow, and she goes, "It's a Burton Town Scout." And I was like, "Oh, that's a big piece of shit. I'm sorry you got to ride that." And she started laughing. Her mom's like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Yeah, what do you compete in?" And she's like, "Slope style and half pipe." I was like, "You need something with like full camber." I was like, "Do you find yourself working a lot?" And she goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Is it hard to hold an edge?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, yeah, try anything else and you're going to love it. Just get new bindings too."
Yeah. Oh my God, so many kids at USASA from the East and the Midwest on step-ons. And I was like, Jesus Christ, guys, get something with better performance.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The only thing they've actually designed, though, in the past 7 years
is step-on.
Otherwise everything else is just put a graphic on it. We'll change
slap a new graphic on it and carry it forward. Yeah. Like, their shit's so fucking whack.
Yeah.
Edges aren't sharp. Fucking bases aren't flat. Like, I'm pretty sure I could walk to the Burton store from here right now, and I could probably just grab a random board off the shelf and find 3 things wrong with it.
Probably.
Like, yeah, it's okay though. They claim they watch our content, so they're probably watching this. What's up, Nathan? What's up, Pierre? Make better fucking product, you dildos. Yeah, Pierre Ricard, fucking GM in North America, reaches out and wants to work with us. Doesn't remember the one time I met him. Mid-conversation, he just walked away. Like, just thought it was a waste of his fucking time, was condescending. I was like, and now you need us? Eat a dick, dude. I hope you go out of business. I hope you get fired. Fuck you. Remember, companies come and go, because if they didn't, the Dutch East Indias Company would still exist.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be the largest corporation in the world right now. So, yeah, fuck them. All right. From X Jesus Pieces X. Hey, guys, what do you think about adjustable cambered boards like Proteus? TC, take it away.
It's just it's the stupidest thing ever. Like, why do you need to adjust the camber on your board? Like, just change your board, get a different one. Like, but there's no point on like me, say, having a true twin board that I have cranked it to be camber, and then halfway through the run, I'm like, oh, I want to go power like butter and just like decamber the board. Like, why? I don't know. I think it's just pointless technology, honestly. Like, what happens when you break one of those cords in there, or you smack a rail too hard? And like, what if you land on a rail in between where the housing is? Is that just like a dead spot in the board, or is that just going to crack because it's extra thick? Like, at least the model I've seen was.
So that's, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You go to board slide, no, I know exactly, you're just coming from the top ropes and just
Well, that was one of the things that I asked them. The one time that they were at a demo, I went over and I talked to them, and I was like, okay, I'm not opposed to the technology. I mean, it's cool that they're trying something different. But when I asked them, I go, how does this work in the core? Like, I need to know, so in case it's going to break. And they were like, we can't tell you. And I looked at it and I was like, this is like a guitar and you have a guitar string down the middle of it. And the guy like got all panicky. And I was like, And I was like, so what happens when you over torque it? Are you going to snap it and it's going to pull out of the core and then it's broken? No, that can't happen. We've tried that. And I was like, okay, well, what happens when you knuckle, you land back seat, you knuckle, the board over flexes or something? Is that going to break? And he literally looks at me and he points to the guy and he goes, he's a really good rider. And he's got like 25 days on it and he's never broken. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, you're in 10-year-old Nike boots, dude. You're not a good rider. Like right there, that tells me everything I need to know. And which, when in doubt, if you ever go into a snowboard shop, look at people's shoes. And if they have really nice shoes, that's probably not the person you want to talk to. You want something that's a little scuffed up. It's the same thing with snowboard boots. If you can't see a crease mark on it somewhere that looks like they flex the ankle articulation, you don't. Or if they're rocking like a Nike boot from 10 years ago or an ancient ass boot. But yeah, I kept asking them questions like that, and they just couldn't answer that question. And I was like, well, what happens when it breaks? And it can't. And I'm looking at it, and then you have to have that special tool to torque it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, they're not the first ones to do it. F2 did something similar, but it was an air bladder system, so the base would actually inflate, and it would change things. Yeah.
Okay.
That was cool. And then yeah, that was a weird one. Like, I don't know, like I'm notorious for like decambering boards. And I'm like, so what's going to happen if I have rocker in the front, camber in the back, and I decamber it? Is that, and like the core breaks in and everything gets a little more elastic? How's that going to change it? Like, they're a Colorado company too.
Well, that's the other thing, is how soft is that core to be able to flex when you change the camber on it to like full camber, say. Like, you're going to crank that thing down, you're going to press that wood. In itself, it's already losing whatever shape it was originally pressed with.
Well, that's the thing, is like, is it just pressed flat? Like, how do you press it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then the other thing is like that you've got metal in the core. So like, is that affecting the epoxy when it's heated? Like, how? I got questions. A lot
of questions. There's a lot of questions, and I don't know.
Well, and they wanted to send me one a few years ago, and I was like, yeah, cool. Just send me one. I'll check it out. Give me the tool. No, we want your graphic. We're going to build you and I told them, I was like, you are not putting my graphic on anything. And they're like, well, because I think he's like, we found this image and we want to use, and I was like, no. I was like, because I could just see them be like, it's endorsed, or we did that. And I'd be like, no. Like right now, the only companies that have ever put our logo on a board was Marhar, rest in peace. Fuck you, Luke. You killed that brand. Wired Snowboard for us. And I think that's it right now for people that have done stuff with us. And I'm fine with both of them having that, because like I worked with both of them. But yeah, that's just like one of those things that like I could see top roping that like into a down rail, and just all of a sudden you hear twang.
Well, that's the other thing, is like when it fails, where's that cord gonna go? How wound up is that?
I assume it's in a groove, so if it snaps, it's probably going to coil up a little. But my question is if you had so much tension on it, is it going to snap out the end and blow like wherever it's anchored in the core? And
well, yeah, that would be the.
Yeah. Or is it just going to coil up inside there and then it's just dead and doesn't work? And what shape is that board going to be in? And what happens if you break it on the tail and it goes flat, but the front was like rockered and stuff? So you got to flatten it. There's like, it's a gimmick. It's a fucking gimmick made by people that go snowboarding that aren't snowboarders, that I think they went to CU Boulder or something, or maybe it was CSU. I don't know. I want to say it was CU Boulder for the engineering program. And they just, it's like the same people that made Clue. It's the same people that made that quick set binding. They're engineers that went snowboarding. They're not snowboarders that went to engineering school.
Yeah.
Like, when you talk to like Jay Stone or Chilton, like that, or even Eric Luthart and stuff, you talk to these engineers, they're snowboarders first. They're engineers second, And so, yeah, it's a whole thing. So, take this one from Angel Garcia. Have you guys heard of Hardway Snowboards? And if so, any plans on reviewing them? So they're out of Reno, I think, and their boards are made at the Movement Ski Factory, which means that they're probably using old molds for snowboards that were no way snowboards, or whatever the company was that Chilton designed boards for before he went to work at Ride. So they might actually be good shapes. I don't really have any plans on reviewing them. They're on my radar. They're not a company I'm going to reach out to just yet. They're sort of there. I want to see. You give something like that a few years to marinate. You see. Right now, a bigger priority would be getting one of the Friday snowboards for review. Homie needs to answer his emails. I really want to ride them so bad. Like, they look sick as shit. So, but yeah, that, and I think maybe that's one company, and then maybe Goon Gear would be another one. I got to reach out to Tanya and see if that's something they'd be interested in.
Are they still doing that? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought.
Dude, they sponsored the Rail Jam at the Frisco Rope Tow. They were the Goon Jam came here. So
I thought it just went to not outerwear, but like sweatshirts and like clothing. I didn't know they were still doing boards.
Nope, boards I think they're still made at GP87. They're jib boards.
So assuming D-Day is done?
Oh, D-Day's been done for years. Fucking, what's his name? Marco or whatever his name is, or whatever it is. That thing was basically like a tax shelter and Ponzi scheme rolled into one. Like, no, that fucking D-Day's done. Yeah. So yeah, Gooner's got that going on. Like, I like what he's doing. I keep an eye on it just to see. And like, I feel like he's in a good place these days. And I think Tanya's really helping him, and their kids getting big and stuff. So like, I think they're at a point where I'd be like, hey, I know we're not your target audience, but I think this would help you. So yeah. So they're on the list. I would like to get Pryor at some point, maybe, but we'll see. Out of Canada, that's a tough one. And I'd like to get Venture back in. I got to talk to Lisa and Clem and see. I think it's not going to happen this year for next year's stuff, but maybe 2027. I'd put them in and be like, look, it's been years. I'd like to get you guys back in and do it. So yeah. Any brands you want to bring in?
No. Not yet. Yeah, I figure we covered most of the ones. Like you said, there's new brands popping up all the time, but it's not worth our time to do it if they're not going to be around in 2 years. Like,
well, yeah. And then like my favorite is like the new old brands. So like you see all these, which I guess we're getting a board from the Shorty Snowboards is coming back. Devin's doing something that I'm actually kind of cool with because they're pressed by Wired, so they're going to be good boards.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh okay. This is helping Devin totally. I don't have a problem with that. I'll consider Forum for 2027. I'll put them on a baby list. But like Joyride Snowboards reaching out, that dude fucking just nerfed any good faith he put in. When he straight up said, he's like, we walk into shops and there's like 10 brands on the wall and they're all crap and they're all the same and they all ride like shit. And I'm like, dude, 4 months ago, Academy gave you a board and you were saying it was the best fucking thing ever. And I'm like, you can't answer simple questions about like where your boards are pressed, what the shapes are, find out where they're pressed. And I'm pretty sure it's an old nitro shape. And I'm like, cool, dude, you're making a T1. An old T1, probably from like 07, and you're putting vintage graphics on it. Fuck off, dude. Like the guy that got the trademark and fought K2 for it, I guess he had nothing to do with the original brand is what I heard. Maybe I'm wrong with that. I don't know. I'm like, fuck off. I don't care. Like that dude just, yeah, they nerfed good faith with that one. It's like White Space. Every time I look at White Space, I'm like, how many boards do you think they give away versus how many do you think they actually sell?
I was wondering how many they actually sell.
I'm going
to give away a lot. I mean,
80% of their boards are given away, 20% are sold.
Yeah, probably. I mean, when we were talking to Jackie on the chairlift, he's like, he's gotten so many boards and he's broken all 10? Of them.
10
boards? Yeah, he's broken them all.
Yeah.
It's like Rad used to give him like 1 or 2 a year. And now it's like he gets 10 and snaps every single one. But he's riding those bindings I gave him that you gave me. So there you go. Win-win.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I have no. Well, the fact that white space is kind of like giving influencers boards, I was like, I don't want anything to do with that. Like, I'm not giving credence or credibility to a brand. Like, I don't know. We're in a position where we can choose who we work with. It's like, I really wonder if Sims is going to be here in another year. I have a feeling half the Sims team is going to end up on Yes and 32.
It'd be a sick team.
Stacked.
They should bring back. Yeah, they should bring
That's
back.
what I'm waiting for. 32 boards to
boards.
come out, because then you got board boot and binding. You know, like, because I saw Cody Warble's on the 32 binding. Like, you know, let's see what Nikki B is going to do. Nikki B over on 32. I mean, that could be cool.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
I could as well, actually. I could even see him getting John Jackson, too.
See, well, here's my thinking on John Jackson, right? Eric's riding for Nidecker boots. It's just a matter of time when he's off Mervin and maybe he's on Nidecker. Then you get the Jackson brothers on Nidecker, both of them.
Yeah.
And you put out a board called the Double Jack, and it's a two-headed jack, like a card, but one's Eric and one's John. Tom Pelly, get at me. Give me royalties.
Tom Pelly.
He's all about don't give intellectual property away. Tom, I'm putting it out there.
Yeah. Yep. And then you just have like the big three with Danny Davis going there too.
Yeah. Danny Davis. Leaving Burton.
Leaving Burton.
It's going to happen. You can see it.
He's going to get paid.
He is.
Going to get paid to just ride his backyard like he's been doing all these years after he competed.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it.
Ugh. Yeah. All right. Okay. From Cool Stuff 123, why is it really easy to go heel side but hard for me to transition to toe side? Do any binding angle adjustments help this, or is my body just stretched? It's called a skill issue. 100%. It's a skill issue,
and I bet you're heel heavy.
Yeah.
I bet you're just crazy heel heavy. So if you have a movable heel cup or something and you put your binding or your boot in the binding and look and see if the toe hangs over as much as the heel does. If it doesn't, you have zero leverage on your toe, so it's going to make it even harder, but it's probably a skill issue. But slide those bindings up a little bit, make it so you're just centered on it, and that should help you get over easier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From our boy Websley Merkel, what do you think makes a board fun to ride in slush? A little bit of setback, a little wider, a good structure.
Yeah.
Something that'll
definitely a good structure. I like something a little stiffer underfoot, but softer on the nose and tail.
Yeah, because then you can push into the tail and get it to flex, and you can drive it too. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I like though. Like one of my favorites was the Super DOA. Like the year I got it, because it was just pretty much a slushy year out here, and that thing was perfect for it with a deep structure. But yeah, something a little stiffer underfoot, soft on the tip and tail, and a little bit wider, so you don't have to, so you don't sink and just get toe and heel drag all the time.
Yeah. This is hilarious from Insulated One. Tariff clue is going to be unobtainium. Made with germanium.
Yeah.
Fucking pieces of shit. Jesus Christ. I can't wait to see like how they improved them and somehow made them worse at the same time. Like, yeah.
Well, we'll see. Looking forward to seeing that video that you put out.
Yeah.
So if there's any retailers that are going to carry that one, let us know.
There's that shop down outside Aspen that does it. There's like 3 retailers in Colorado that carry. 2 of them are like weird kayak stores or something. And then like there's one down in there, but I don't know. I mean, the amount of kids that get picked on when the boys get together is fucking hilarious. Like last Friday, I was standing there with Steven and some girl walked by with one of those jumbo turtle butt pads. And he's like, hey, check that out. I look over and I was like, you fucking nerd. She just like looks at me like, I was like, yeah, you look like a fucking tard with that shit. I'm waiting for one of them to try to get on the chairlift with me, and I'll be like, no. And when they're like, give me a reason why, I was like, because you look like a fucking retard. Like, dude, fucking one of the coaches from Big Bear got on the chair with me the other day. Like, literally, nobody around. He like rushed on to get on with me, sits down, he's like, can we have the bar down? And I was like, no, we're going to be at the top in 2 minutes. We're fine. Lean back. I need a real reason why. And then he's like, I'm trying to set positive example. And I looked at him, I was like, why don't you just shut the fuck up, dude? You ride Big Bear. Why would you put the bar down at Big Bear? You're only going 300 feet. It's a waste of time. I was like, do you fall off your couch at home? I was like, you fucking nerd. Bunch of fucking nerds. I get it if it was windy. It wasn't. It was Timberline on Tuesday. On Tuesday. Nobody. Fucking, I don't get why these people want to keep getting on and then they want to talk at you. And I'm like, dude, what about me says I want to talk? I'm in my own world when I snowboard. I'm thinking about like 5,000 things I have to do. But yeah. Pretty sure the guy was on step-ons too.
A lot of step-ons this week.
Oh, so many step-ons. From HG, hey, TC Averin, what should we expect for springboarding? We'll be in Breck next weekend. Looks like 50s. Thanks. I mean, we're getting snow right now until Monday. Then next week it's going to be spring. So firm and crusty in the morning. Nice and soft about 10:30, 11 to about 12:31. Soupy and sticky by 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And if it's in the shade, it's like when you're doing Mario Kart and you hit the speed up thing, you'll be like slow, slow, slow.
And then slow again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it's going to be wet. Bring some boot dryers if you're going to ride for 2 days. Multiple pairs of socks. Take those liners out of your boots. It's actually nuking out right now.
Yeah. Don't forget your sunscreen.
Yep.
Stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Get some liquid IV or something. That's another sponsor we need. We got to figure out how to get that liquid IV money.
Yeah.
Liquid IV money. I got so much liquid IV in this house. Yeah. So. Ugh. Oh, I like this question from Nick Larson. Asking for my dentist, Capita Megadeth or Cardiff Goat Pro Carbon? Megadeth. Click the links.
Mm-hmm.
Click the links. Yeah. All right. From Rich Foster. Torture is living in Oklahoma, craving powder and castaways. Hashtag crab ragoons for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Ate some the other day. Went in for happy hour. It's great. Oof. Oklahoma. I keep joking with everyone that I'm going to go move to that weird little thin section of Oklahoma that no one wants to be in. The section that makes it so Texas doesn't touch Colorado.
Yep. Does Castaways do a mud season thing where they close or do they stay open?
Sometimes they close, sometimes they don't. Last year, I think they closed for 4 days. That was it. They're kind of like in this weird thing where they're like, they look around and they go, everyone's closing and we're the only ones open. And then they'll be the only ones open. And they're like, we just get busy because they got the hotel above them.
Mm-hmm.
So when the hotel, that thing gets booked up for mud season for some reason. And people are like, everything's closed. You're the only thing open. They just go down in the basement and get drunk. Then they stumble back out and get on the elevator and go back up and pass out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. From David Snyder, Rad Dad riding park with my kids, still hitting medium jump line, boxes, some rails, and everything in between. Looking for a twin that butters good. Ride Zero or Capita Indoor Survival or anything else. Both of those are absolutely solid for you, for like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'd flip a coin on which one's cheaper and then click the link. We'll make it easy for you.
Mm-hmm. But you can't go wrong there. You want a little bit more snap in the tail, the Zero. A little better on rails, their survival. So,
yeah.
Both are going to butter and be fun, though.
I like this super chat from our boy Ruff. I got banned from 3 snowboarding groups on Facebook for calling out bad advice. Damn right. Professional shit
Doing hard
talker.
work, Ruff.
When he's not on the oil rig, he's just shit talking in the bunkhouse.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a while since he fucked his face up. Is that?
Yeah. He's good.
Good.
Ooh. Let's see. All right. From Cool Stuff 123. Thoughts on the new Jones Frontier 2.0? I like next year's one. That board it's got a lot of pop to it. Like surprising amount. That new shape was good. Oh yeah. Ugh. That's I don't know. Yeah, you haven't ridden that one yet, have you?
Nope.
Right. From Chauncey. Hey guys, would rather get the Arbor Vita or the Crew. Oh my god, those aren't even in the same category. Those are like so opposite ends of the spectrum. So the answer to this, because clearly Nitro 203 BBC.
Yep.
Yep. So super chat from Michael Stacy. The East Coast is all wrapped up for the season. Any tips for summer storage? Pull your bindings off and wipe down your inserts and stuff. Make sure they're dry. There's no trapped moisture in there. Wipe it down. Throw it in the closet. Don't let it get direct sunlight. Don't feed it after midnight. Don't get it wet. Treat it like a mogwai. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you end up with a gremlin and not the GNU one. So, all right.
If you have a clear wax, throw it on. But I mean, depending on where you live, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as it's not someplace humid where the edges might get affected, you'll be fine. So, from Lightnar, looking for bindings for an ultra mind expander, something responsive yet damp in terms of absorbing all the shit for 40-year-old feet, ankles, knees, back. You probably honestly want like a Nitro Phantom or Phantom Plus. That air dampening ride, that mini disc on there. It'll be really responsive and it'll work better with that camber profile and stuff.
I was thinking a set of Mercuries too. Just regular Mercuries, not the phase.
You don't want to phase in?
They're just not that damp. They're not as damp as the regular ones.
Oh, I know they're not.
And that's the only thing. If they were, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude. You don't have to really work your knees or your back as much, but no.
All right. From our boy Joe Gunn, the densest man in the South Bay area. 160 wide howler versus 155 Peace Seeker for 1 to 2 feet apart. Get the howler. Howler all day. Howler all day. You will love that thing in POW.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. From Jax Lang, hey, what should I get? The Ride Shadow Band or the Burton Custom? Which one is better? I mean, one of them is very mediocre and the other one is a ride.
Yeah, get the Shadow Band.
Yeah.
He's fucking with us.
Yeah.
Shadow Band all day.
Hey, it pains me when Burton wide boots are the only ones that fit my feet. Might want to look into a Nidecker in the future. Just saying.
Yeah. Or a wide Echo by Solomon.
Oh, yeah, the Solomon Echo is wide. Yeah.
That thing's fucking wide.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Nice. B8, M8. Looking for medium aggressive daily for switch, jibs, butters, carving, low free riding, and snap. Looking at the Beyond Metals, the Capita Mercury, Super DOA, and the Ride Moderator. I would probably do medium aggressive. Because you're looking at more park, don't get the Moderator. Go with the Shadow Band instead. That'll probably would be better. But Beyond Metals, then Shadow Band, then the Mercury, then the Super DOA in that order.
Is that the regular Mercury or the just Nidecker Merc?
I'm going with regular Mercury, Capita Mercury.
Okay, because
most people will not talk about the Nidecker Merc. So let's just
I don't know. It could be a Euro.
That is a very specific person that would be like, I'm starting out and I think I want this board. That would be where it's at. So
I don't know. For jibs, butters, like the Merc, the Nidecker Merc will do that, no problem. And that's why I was like, low free riding. I was like, okay, that makes sense. But Yeah, I'd probably go Beyond Metals. I'd go Beyond Metals, Super DOA, Mod. No, Mercury, then Mod. Just because I don't really want to jib on a directional board.
Yeah,
I don't like doing it.
Don't want to jib on the taper.
No, not for me.
Yeah. So, from Ironclad PC, what are your thoughts on White Space? Will you be doing any reviews of their boards? No, they're ass. Scroll back. We talked about it.
I actually have a question for you. What do you think about Jordan sponsoring Zeb Powell? Like Jordan
I think
sneakers.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think
what are they going to make?
I think it makes a ton of sense. And I think with what Zeb is doing with TDI and like that group and stuff, there's a lot going on in there in snowboarding. And like, you know, working with Shred Foundation and seeing what they're doing and talking with Spencer Conley and different people and all these different things that are popping up. That is one of the smartest cross-marketing promotions they could do, because you're going to take the people that have been wearing Jordans for years, right? That it's an identity, it's a cultural thing for them. And now you're saying, hey, MJ did this, right? And that was cool for hooping in the streets and all that and everything. Zeb is doing this, and this is a space, this is an area you can go to. Like for me, you know, growing up with Marcus, my little brother being black, like I was just around it the whole time and I saw what he would deal with. Like, so to get more people in there, and like one thing that I've realized with the African American community from being around it and stuff is if they like something, they will spend money on it. And I am here for that. Like as a capitalist, I'm like this, and that cross marketing now sends that message of, yo, check out what he's doing. And then they start looking and they go, yo, maybe we need to go snowboarding. Maybe we need to go to X Games. Maybe we need to check this out. Maybe we need to do this. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's cool. Like you're opening more doors with that than I think most people would realize. I'm here for it. Like my little brother Marcus works at Nike. I didn't even know this was happening. He didn't even say anything to me. I've got to kind of reach out to him about this, but like it makes sense to me. And you know, maybe in 2 years, Nike snowboard boots will be back.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Is I was like, do you think? First question was, do you think they're going to actually make like DWR coded stuff, or they're going to make clothing to kind of show the partnership there? Or because they're not going to make boots right now because he's not on their boots.
No,
like, he's on 32. He's got that contract.
Yeah.
They're probably paying him pretty well because they just gave him a brand new boot next year.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised they didn't put a Jordan logo on it now, where I was like, I wonder if they can go back. I wonder if that's
a Nike thing where they don't want to license out for quality issues and brand images to someone else that's not them. Because you got to remember, 32 is Soul Technology, or was Soul Tech, and so they do shoes, and Nike does skate shoes, and so that's a competitor in that regard in there. So I think that, and you know, they're doing because what is it? It's the 23 or whatever they call it. It's kind of its own line at Nike, kind of like Converse is its own line and shit like that.
Well, yeah, Jordan's its own brand now.
Yeah, and that's
like,
which fucking MJ makes like 400 million a year off that. Fucking ridiculous. Generational wealth. Spread some of that around. So, but no, I think it makes total sense. I think it's a good thing. I think you're right that we will see some DWR stuff come out. I can see it. Like my old roommate Brian is from Brooklyn, and he still rocks Nike boots, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, get some real fucking boots. Love that dude to death, but like, it's very much a cultural thing for him to wear Nike, and he kind of admits that. And you know, in this, I actually he'd be the guy I should hit up about this, and I'd be like, yo, what's going on in the city? Like, you are from Brooklyn, you know people in the fashion industry in New York City. Like, what does this mean to the African American community in the inner city? Like, I'd be curious what this does.
Well, I was really hoping that this would actually like pretty much start the trend again where people are investing in snowboarding
Oh, yeah.
again. And like just pumping a shit ton of money in for like the next 7 to 10 years, and then we'll go through our waves once they finally realize again, shit, we can't make any money in snowboarding because that's not what it's about. But
Well,
like,
here's my thinking on that. Yes, that would bring in that money. The problem with the way Nike branded their boots, one, I think their boots were shit when they came out. Like they always
they look
smelled
cool
bad
as
because
shit though.
they had cardboard.
Yeah,
They were soft as fuck. Everyone's like, "Oh,
they
they're
look
so good," and I
sweet.
was like, "They're soft. They're just a soft boot. They were stupid soft. They had a weird profile to them." But and then the problem was they didn't understand how to get it into the right shops. So you could, when the Nike outlet was in Silverthorne, you could go buy Zoom Force ones for like $35 a pair. And so like people that would come up here that for the season and be like, I need boots. And when I was working in a shop, I was like, just go down to the Nike outlet and pay $35 and fucking pick up some Zoom Forces. So like all the lifties at Keystone used to wear Zoom Forces. Like they'd have like multiple pairs and shit. It was so
Dude,
funny.
I wanted the Danny Cass double tongue so bad. I was like, those are the coolest things ever. And I was like 14 years old
Yeah,
at the
you were
time, I
young.
think, or something like that. I was like, these are the coolest fucking boots ever. Dumbest thing ever. One of my friends got them, and those things fell apart on them in the first week. Like the first double tongue ripped right off. Like it was like, okay,
They
never
sent me a
mind.
set of lunar Endors, and I remember them saying how it was the stiff boot. It was super responsive. I tied it up and flexed it, and it creased worse than my Thraxis from this year.
Mhm.
And I looked at it and was like, oh, these things are shit. And I pulled it apart, but like everyone I know said the same thing. They always smelled bad when they got wet. And I was like, because they're made with cardboard. They were literally cardboard boots. That was the
Yeah.
problem, was like they didn't understand how to make a product. And the thing with Nike was they want you to be buying the next, the next, the next. So they're forced obsolescence basically. And I mean,
Yeah.
all boots are kind of designed to be obsolete if you ride 100+ days. Theirs were like 20 days and they were looking bad. And
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I see people that are still rocking them and they're like, still going strong, still good. And I'm like, dude, you've got like the weird bubble in the back spine right above your Achilles tendon. Like that's probably giving you tendonitis. It's gripping all weird. Like the articulation's blown out. I'm like, no.
yeah.
So I don't know. When I saw Little Wayne was wearing them to a Clippers game,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was like, no.
Yeah, that's great. That is great. But I don't know. I was like thinking about it, and I'm like, I hope they don't make boots because that's just not going to go well. I don't think. Like they're going to be
If they
super
would just make like
expensive. They're going to
around the
break
town
down.
boots, like off hill après boots, I'd be okay
Oh,
with
I'm
that. I'd be like,
super down.
yeah.
If they make a pair of like après slippers, I'm in. I'm 100% going to get those. I'm going to that shit.
I haven't
But
owned
like,
anything. I haven't owned or bought anything Nike since probably like 1993, and I plan to keep it that way. I don't trust them as an entity in snowboarding.
yeah, that's fair.
But
I was like,
but from a marketing perspective, I think it's fucking genius. I can respect
well, I mean,
that.
Jordan took over like Nike's golf shoes pretty much. They make like 3 golf shoes with the Nike logo on it and then 50 with the Jordan.
Because Nike
And
doesn't make golf shoes anymore because Nike Golf is gone.
no, they just make the shoes and they're like $200.
They still make
But
the
then
shoes. I didn't know if they.
yeah.
I thought they got rid of everything. I don't pay
Shoes and
attention to that
polos,
company.
those sell. That shit sells, and that's big.
The only
money.
times I pay attention to Nike is when I hear they're downsizing. I text my little brother right away. I was like, "You still have a job?" I was like, "You're good, right? You need anything?" So yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, if they make some sweet like tech hoodies, I'm in. I'm down for that.
Their outerwear when they made it this last round actually wasn't bad. Like, it was better than Dope and Montec. It was like it actually had a good cut. It was good technical outerwear. Like I couldn't really fault it. I was like,
Well,
I mean, personally, I didn't like the colors, but I was like, oh, I could see who likes that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they know how to make good stuff. Where they do have Gore-Tex shoes, they have Gore-Tex stuff. Like they're fine. But
Still waiting for Feel of Snowboarding.
yeah,
I own that domain name. China, make it fucking happen. Buy that domain name from me. I want $100,000 because then I'm going to Japan and buying a house. I'm
What
out.
about Reebok snowboarding? Did you get that one too?
No, I don't trust Reebok to do anything. British Knight Snowboarding. Little lights in the heels of the boots and a pump on the tongue.
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, I should look in and see if Adidas Snowboarding is available again since they got out, and I should buy it. Just hold on to it and be like, I got it. I love camping on domain names. It's great.
Yeah, I bet it is. I mean, they've been out for a while now.
I really want to buy snowboard.com. I want that domain name so fucking bad. Imagine the media empire we could run in snowboarding with that. So
Snowboard.com.
Yeah. All right. From Rogue SGT, Battalion Disaster, Dinosaurs Will Die, Power Reaper 1.0, Dinosaurs Will Die, Never Not, Ride Psycho Candy, What Else Do I Need? Hashtag N+1. I mean, you got a POW board, an all-mountain freestyle board, a volume shifted board, and a park board. At this point, you're fucking good, dude.
Bindings to put on all of them.
Yes, that's it. Matching, same bindings on everything. Just across the board. Yep. Okay, we'll take this one from Timeline. What are your thoughts on the Yes Snowboard brand? They're having a resurgence right now. They're rebranding. It's good.
Yeah.
The boards are solid. The bindings are solid. It's cool. Actually, just rode the Greats Extreme the other day. It's not any stiffer than the regular Greats, in my opinion. But goddamn, is it fucking light. It's got an ultra light construction, race base, shit like that. That board was fun. Like, super, super fun. So,
yeah, I have the Dustin Craven standard in the car right now. Well, not in the car, but it's in the bag ready to go in the car for tomorrow. So get that one out of the way, especially if it's going to snow like this. That'd be a good board for later in the day to ride.
So I've got
the shapes.
Nidecker Beta, and then I've also got that All-In Extreme, and I think I'm going to ride the All-In Extreme first thing in the morning.
Yes.
And, take that out. Something a little beefier. Really go show the boy. Go give the boys the tour.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if I push Josh off a lift, I get $150 tomorrow. He and I already talked about it. I was like, let's ride the T-bar. I'll push you off of it and split it with you 50-50. It's a quick $75, man.
That is. That's not bad.
No, I'll wait till we get to the top and there's that little powder section. And I'll just poof.
You do that. You could get him on one of the magic carpets.
Ooh, push him off. Oh my god. How much
you know how funny that is?
How much trouble do you think I'd get in if he was on the magic carpet and I tackled him off?
Depends who's working, and it depends how many people are on the magic carpet with you.
That might be the way to go.
Yeah.
I need money, so
it's the least impact there is. So
that's a good
take
one.
him on the.
See, that would be the funniest one because we could get it filmed from multiple angles.
Oh yeah. Well, you could, yeah. I mean, you could be like, "Hey, we're going on the chairlift tour," and then the first one, when you go to the little magic carpet right there, you just deck him. Just lay him out.
Oh, I'm thinking full crossbody from the top rope. Just like pin him, grab his leg, 1, 2, 3, and then run off. So everyone's like, what the hell just happened? So, I mean, he's down. He even said, he's like, easy as $75. Like, he's in this for me. So
he's in this for me.
He's in this with me. It's all good. I could see him calling his wife and being like, "Hey, I made $75 today. All it took was Avery body slamming me off the magic carpet."
Yeah.
You know. All right. From Hayes, any brands you thought were shit 5 to 10 years ago and now they're solid? Oh, Mervin, 100%. They changed their epoxy. So it was a little more than 10 years ago, but Mervin, when Quicksilver owned them, they were doing so much overproduction And so like I worked at a shop. We were buying shit on closeouts. Like this is like when the skate banana came out. It was crazy. We could buy skate bananas for like $100 or less in bulk, but like they'd all have dimples and B grades in them and shit. And the epoxy was such ass. I used to hate Mervin's because like they would literally just blow apart. Capita went through that phase. They had that bad year where the top sheets blew off, but they had that. Yeah, it's like it's kind of cyclical. Like you'll end up with like Rome had some years where their stuff was bad, but it was like only certain models. So you were like, what the hell was this? Forum.
Arbor.
Some of those old forums before Burton bought them were ass, just complete ass. Like the die cut would fall out of the base.
Yep. Yeah. Well, even what was that? The Arbor Shiloh?
Oh god, the Shiloh is such a pile of suck because of the way there's not enough epoxy, and then the die cut is like a horseshoe. It banana peels back when it pops out and just destroys the whole board.
Yep, their bindings. Their boards are good now. Yep. They need to redo those bindings.
Yeah, they do. Let's see. Oh, this one's for you. From Shane Landis. Have you had a chance to ride the Solomon Goop yet? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I rode it 2 days ago. It was sick. I really like that board a lot. Like a good quiver killer, actually, where the rep was like, you have to ride it in the park. And I'm like, okay, we'll ride it in the park. And I had such a good time on it. Like that board did everything. It is soft. Like it's a soft board with the directional flex to it, but super fun. I don't want to blow the whole review right now, so that's what you get. And a great name. I am gooping.
Gooping.
All over the mountain.
Gooping. I like this statement from Bradley Thompson. Thanks for being so honest with your reviews. It's refreshing with all these paid influencers to get anything straight. That's what we're here for. I've been doing it for 20 years. I think it's time to just go into this. So I put out my personal top 5 binding list last week, and people were like losing their shit over it. And I'm like, dude, it's my personal top 5. But the best comment was this guy started a comment war with a bunch of people. And he's just like, yeah, sure, take the advice of some random guy on the internet. I work in a shop, union shit. There's screws back out. And I was like, well, you're not wrong about him backing out on the old stuff. The new stuff, I haven't heard anything. Like everyone that's complained is like, no, the new stuff's good. And I was like, I keep hearing that over and over again. And so he's like,
they put a washer in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
It's got a washer now.
2-cent fix. And that was kind of it. And then they've upgraded everything and they actually invest in everything. And like, because, you know, I put the Falcor and the Force on my list, and I even said, I was like, for all you fanboys, this is going to blow your mind. Because I'm not a Union fanboy. Never have been. Like, you know, and that's it. But this dude starts like picking this fight. And I'm like, I was like, I think this guy might work in a shop, but I don't know. And so he's just like, you know, and he's saying it. And there's just like things that he's saying that were like slightly off. So I was like, well, what shop do you work at? And he's like, I don't need to tell you that. I just know that my lived experiences are greater than anything you have in snowboarding. You're just an anonymous guy that's taking money from people. And I'm like, you're literally an anonymous person talking shit on the largest review channel on YouTube that's been doing this for 20 years. I was like, does no one see the fucking irony in this? But it was funny. So like I'm going back and forth with him on this. And I was like, just tell me what shop you work in. Because I don't think you work in a shop. I think you worked in a shop. And I think maybe you came back and got your job in there. And he was like, I want your receipts. And I was like, oh, that is the worst thing. I hate when people ask me for my receipts in snowboarding. So I gave him like the short list. And he's like, 85% of that is crap. You haven't been doing this for 20 years. And I was like, I literally wrote my first review on snowboard.com when I was 21 years old. I'm 42. Like I turned 42 at the end of the year, but I wrote it in October of last year. It was 20 years exactly. And I was like, okay, this is it. I was like, I've been in an every third Thursday episode. I'm working on a sales program for small shops, which for any small shops that are watching this, if you use Shopify, you should reach out to us. I think I have something that might be able to make you guys some money. And I'd like to talk to you some more and figure out some of your concerns. But I was like doing this, but it was just like so funny. And he's just like, you need to trust me. I work in a shop. And I was like, but you won't tell me what shop you work in. I want to know what shop you work in because here's the thing. And he was like super pro Burton. And I was like, he's like, I used to work for Burton. And I was like, did you work in the demo tent? Like, where did you work? And it's like he's like, he didn't know who I was. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I get it. People don't know who I am. Like, that's fine. But been doing this 20 years. And I was like, there's 2,000 videos on this channel. Like, this isn't some anonymous thing. And this kind of goes back to the whole idea of there's a lot of bad advice out there. Like, I was watching, I get all this weird shit when I scroll stuff, and it's like people trying to be influencers and like, you need to do this. Like, I saw the dumbest fucking comment. They're like, don't roll back on your tail of your board when you pop. You'll snap the tail. You need to just jump straight up. That's how you pop. And I was like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. And like, I was like, that's horrible advice. And people were like, that's bad advice. I snapped the tail on my Capita and I snapped my tail on a Burton Blossom doing it that way. And I was like, you sure you didn't tomahawk and dig your tail in and then overflex it? Because that's probably what you actually did. You're not going to snap the tail of the board popping an ollie. Like, you're not. You're not going to roll back and do that unless you're 300 pounds and on a 150.
Yeah.
Like, you know, someone said it best. He works at Shields. And I was like, probably. Fucking Shields. There's a whole other thing. But it's like there's this whole issue with, like, if you want good advice, you need to seek it out. Like, people can buy an audience and then be like, I'm a fucking expert. Like, I'm convinced Ryan Purvis bought his audience. Snowboard Jesus did. I know Buckhouse did. Multiple people told me that he was doing tests with that. Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp did. I wouldn't be surprised if TJ did. But it's like, you know, there's a lot of bad advice out there. And it's like, you can choose to go there. Like, I always love people that are like, well, so-and-so from here said this. Why did he say? I don't fucking know. Ask them. Maybe because they're fucking retarded. I don't know. Like, you ever see those comments?
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, yeah, a review is basically an opinion of something, and you're going to argue my opinion of something, and then tell me I'm wrong, and then when I call you out and be like, it's an opinion, dude, and it's a review, and I've written thousands of products, and you're going to cry about it. I don't get it. But in this day and age, like, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, fuck it, let everyone get bad advice. Like, have you ever been on the Reddit snowboarding thing? Oh my god, it's bad. It's bad. Kobe, one day we were riding the chairlift. He's like, I went on there the other day, and he's like, it's fucking atrocious. And I was like, oh yeah, no, it's somebody that got upvoted 100 times thinking they're an expert, but they only snowboard 10 days a year. Well, I heard this, and I was like, well, I heard your wife sucks dicks with her butthole, but hey, we're here. I don't know, man. But yeah, I just thought it was absolutely funny that someone was like, you're an anonymous person on the internet. And I'm like, no, that's you. Literally, like, I tell people you can come out and meet up with us at Copper. We do an annual event at Ski Cooper. Like, we show up everywhere. Like that dude at the Nidecker tent this week was like talking to you. He's like, oh, what's your name? And you're like, I'm TC. He's like, oh shit, you're like, I know. And then like MB and I were like, yeah, fuck Angry Snowboarder. That thing sucks. And the guy's sitting there and he's like, oh shit, that's Averin. And I was like, yeah, dude. Like, I will sit there and talk shit on myself. I don't care.
That guy went to school with Travis.
Yeah. What's up?
That guy went to school with Travis.
Oh shit. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yep.
That's super fucking funny. But yeah, like, you know, there's so much bad information out there. Like, yeah. So fucking bad. I don't know. Like, I'm really trying to be a huge proponent of, like, let's get the good advice and promote the good people. This is why I promote Tribute Board Shop. Like, those guys are dialed. They know what's good and stuff. And like, I'm not saying every shop is good. Like, you've definitely seen some bad shop employees in your day.
Oh yeah, quite a few.
You ever had to fire one?
No, I've never had to fire anyone. What? I've seen them get fired, but I've never had to fire anybody myself.
Oh, I've fired people. Been fired a lot too.
That's fair.
Usually it's because I told the customer to go fuck themselves. This is why I can't work for anyone but myself. I'm going to tell the owner. I am the owner. Fuck off. Like, yeah. Ugh. Oh, I like this one from Himbo Slice. TC houseplant reveal.
Now, this guy, he's growing well.
He's getting big.
Yeah.
He wasn't that big when you guys moved in there.
Nope. He's getting there. He's working his magic. I actually got to put more water in it, but
if he keeps going, we're gonna have to put lights on him.
I think so. I think that's going to be the Christmas tree next year because we never get one. So I think that's going to be it.
I'm down with that. Does it have a name?
Nah, I don't know what she calls it. She has a name for it for sure. I don't remember what it's called. And then we have some succulents that I call that one PD the potted plant, but then there's all of his offspring because Herbie keeps ripping out just branches of it. So I put them in water and then they start sprouting like roots, and then now we just have a million of those. So you might get a succulent. Don't let Baroness eat it, but you might get a succulent.
She won't. Dude, I can leave food on the coffee table and leave the room. She won't eat it.
Okay, cool.
She's good.
Nope. I think I got one for you then. We got a lot.
Yeah. How much do I have to water that thing?
Not that much.
Good. I need cactuses and shit like that because I'll forget to water things.
Or what you do is you get like a Coca-Cola bottle, like the glass one, fill it with water and stick it upside down in the thing, and you never have to water it until it runs out because it'll just drop down water when it needs it. So that's what we do. Take like wine bottles, stick them upside down in there full of water, and it'll just suck it in when it needs.
Yeah.
That way you never have to do it.
Take this one, super chat from Cream2K. Got my hands on next year's Kazu, but almost no snow left. Anything new from this year's model? I think it's a carry forward, just graphic, but I like the ongoing saga of me trying to ride last year's Kazu was the most hilarious thing. Asked for it from Capita Corporate. We have to send it to this demo or something. I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. Ask the rep, yeah, we're gonna get it to you. Someone obliterates it on a rock. They get it fixed. I ask for it. Somebody else obliterates it on a rock. It was like this ongoing thing. Like, go to Gravity and be like, hey, you got one? Yeah. Somebody obliterated it on a rock. And I was just like, God damn it, I just want to ride this fucking board. So I wrote it.
They had one at Milo.
What's up?
They had one at Milo.
They did. It looked like somebody had hit a rock with it. It was used.
It did. I remember laughing about that too.
Clawed the base of it.
Yep. Yes, it did.
Oh man. No. Finally got to. I liked that though. That was a fun ride for sure. All right. Take this super chat from Kiminalau Alan. Did you guys get to ride the Howler? Both of us did. It howls.
It does. It's a good board.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that board. Like that thing was money. Take this one from Send It. Do you know anything about Vimana snowboards from Norway? Hipster store in Revelstoke had them, but also White Space, LOL. Dude was also raving about head boots. Super arrogant. I mean, I tried to work with them, and it got to the point where it was just frustrating and a waste of time. So I just said, fuck it. Like, I'm sure they probably make some great boards. I think they've been around 10 years now. Been trying to work with them for like that whole time, and they make it super tough, and I'm over it. So they're just if you are a brand and you make it tough, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm done trying. Yeah. From Bart Simpson's head, try Island Snowboards from Japan. Very small company making great boards with awesome graphics by Scove, LibTech 1910. Dude, I've had my eye on Island boards, and now that they're working with Tactics, there is a chance we might be able to get on them. So I got to talk to my contact at Tactics, but it won't be in right now. It's just too much. It'll probably be during the season next year that we would get on something, and that would be it. But yeah, they're on my. There's a lot of Japanese brands on my I would like to talk to, and I've talked to a bunch, The problem is the cost of shipping versus what they think the reward would be. It's like, there's a break even point, and they don't seem to have it. All right. From Smishity, party boards for Satchmos, looking at a nerd relic, K2 Almanac, tell us / right now, hashtag Pow Days gone, hashtag pack it up, hashtag P Toast. What do you got for the big boy?
Well, what about just a skunk ape camber? Is that going to be enough?
He wants a party board, though.
Oh,
that's just
I didn't know if that would be too much or what, if that's too
Yeah,
precision.
that's probably not. I mean, out of those three, like the new / is stiffer. It's probably the stiffest one of those three. So it would go like / Almanac, Relic. In there, the Almanac is probably the most freestyle one in there, but all three of them are super, super solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You really haven't ridden any of those, I just realized.
No. Service dog? That board was fun.
New service dog for next year is amazing because it's got that double kick tail on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Take this one from Insulator. Did you ever get your feedback into K2 on the new threat? Oh, I got the direct line to the man. I have sent videos, updates, to paraphrase what he said. To find someone that has over 1,000 days in one product that we sell and can give feedback to is priceless. I did a whole video of, so like they're sitting over there in the corner, but I have from the first year to now every Thraxis boot, and I went through what was the pros and cons of everything. And TC will tell you, my new Thraxis like are just like they're just like crumpling in on stuff. I forgot to tell you, the toe has creased now on the top on the inside, and you can see where the cable guide is for the nylon cable. It's literally bulging through the shell. These things are going to die by next month. Like,
yeah,
fucking dead. I just, yeah. Let's see. Okay, we'll take this one from Tanky. I really like my Capita Black Snowboard to death, but want something a little softer for those lazy days. Got any recommendations? Give me your 3, sir.
If we're gonna stick with Capita, I'd probably go with like a Mercury then, just because that is gonna be softer for sure. Otherwise, like a Shadow Ban or even a Mountain Twin by Jones, because that one.
You want something just a little softer, so maybe like an algorithm.
Tad. ATV by Slash. That would be softer.
That thing's stiffer than the Black Snowboard to death now.
You think not the one I rode?
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be stiffer than it.
The vertical, yes. The ATV, no.
Oh, ATV. Sorry, I was thinking vertical. My bad. Yes, ATV.
No,
yes,
that is stiffer for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, no, the ATV.
My bad.
You got. I was like, no, that's that vertical for sure. It's stiffer, way stiffer. Otherwise, you could do a Mountain Twin Pro from Jones. That would still be stiff or softer, just by a touch. And then you got Koroyd in the nose, so that's gonna make it lighter even. Or
maybe the Aviator from Jones.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yep.
Or a Howler.
Could do a Howler. That is still gonna be softer.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Maybe like a Assassin Pro from Solomon. Maybe. I don't know. You could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else.
You think a Rome Freaker would be too soft?
No.
Or a Stolly Cruiser?
Stolly Cruiser probably would be, but the Freaker, I think, would give more the ride that you're probably looking for in there. Even going to like a Ravine Select would be a little bit down. It would be okay from Rome.
Yeah.
There for a lazy day. I mean, if you really want to get lazy, yes, then the Stolly Cruiser would be solid for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From Mongrel Uke, binding chassis question. Do you prefer narrow chassis, tight against boot, or wider with some lateral space, and why? I asked Buckhouse, but he just told me to get clues. Of course he did. Guy who doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. He doesn't have a clue. Um, I like it tight in the heel cup. Like if it's a little wider at the forefoot, that's fine because then I can get a little roll play depending on how tight the toe strap is. But I want it snug in that heel cup. I hate having heel lift.
Yeah. It also depends for me too if it's a composite chassis or like a aluminum chassis. Like on the ride bindings, like the current season, it's pretty narrow in that just pretty much the whole thing, and I can kind of feel that. So I like the composite better, but I like how tight it is in the heel, like you do. Where when I slide my foot in the heel, I want it to be kind of wedged in there almost when I like strap in and almost pinches it.
Yeah.
Just because I have a hard spine on my boot, so I don't have to worry about it actually digging into the side of the boot or anything like that. But I prefer it like tighter than loose for sure.
Like, so this one doesn't have it bad, but I get like a little arc right there and right there. And that's what I want. That's how I know it's holding it in. Because if I don't have that, then in my mind, it's even with it pushed back and stuff, it's going to do that. Like that happened to me with the Nidecker K-On Pro. Like the binding was fine on the sides. It was fitting there, but the heel cup was wider and I could feel my heel moving around in there just a little bit. Like it was locked in and I was like, oh, I'm locked in. And then I was like, wait, why is this? Like it didn't have that like butting up power to it. So it'd be like, and then engage. And I couldn't, that just wasn't for me. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. From OBSF. Hi guys, thanks for your time and what you do. Can a 5'4", 225-pound intermediate ride a 147 ride P-sticker because it's wider and stiffer, or size up to the 152? Thanks. I mean, you're an intermediate, so yeah, the 47 will give you a better learning curve on it. As long as you don't have, because the 47 is a little, like as long as you don't have like a size 12 boot, you should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I like this question from Rushjack. Why did Nitro license Step On? Seems like they could have teamed up with Nidecker for a better option. Who says they're not going to in the future? Like, you're giving the market more options now.
Like, yeah, I mean they've been making the boots for a few years, so it just makes sense to make a binding to go with the boot that they make. So
that's all it is. I mean, here's the best part about this is they'll just take market share. Like from my understanding, Burton doesn't actually sell like a license. They sell them the clips. And that's what they're doing is they're selling the clips. And so my guess is eventually they'll figure out how to make their own version of it. Or this also kind of reminds me of the late 90s when everyone was on Step On and everyone was doing boots and stuff. And then it was like, and I'm kind of hoping it goes that way.
I mean, they could just oversaturate the market with everything Step On and nobody wants them anymore.
Yeah. All right. We'll take this one from The Danger. I'm 30 pounds overweight for my spring break POW racer, but it rides amazing. How do I look for similar characteristics and flex in an all-mountain freestyle board Rex? Look at the weight range, and if you're 30 pounds over, it'll probably be the same. Then look at the camber profile and the side cut radius and that. But yeah, I'm a firm believer that weight ranges are a loose guideline because flex ratings and everything are not universal. Because I always get people who are like, you can't ride a 154 at 200 pounds. And I was like, I've literally ridden a 154 since 2000 in the park. That's literally 25 years of riding a 154 for park. Like, that's my size. like it's personal preference. Ugh. All right, from Colin Leapart. How's the new Agent and Agent Pro? Fine. I mean, it's got like a new shape to it, but so it's like a little more old school looking in the shape, but consistent. Didn't get on the Pro, but I got on the Agent. So maybe it was the Pro. No, I think it was just the regular one. It's been a while. All right. From Willie Cheeks, no relation to Thunder Cheeks, or maybe he is. I don't know. Looking for a tight tree board to go with my GNU Bank Country and LibTech TRS, Jones Mind Expander, Rome Service Dog, Gremlin, something else, 225 pounds, size 11 boot. Thanks for all the programming. Hashtag not content. This man knows what's up. It's content. It's not content. It's programming. Tight tree board, I think the Mind Expander is probably the best out of those three.
That's the one that was standing out to me.
Yeah.
For sure. Otherwise, I was even thinking like a beta, like a 9-decker beta. That thing turns, dude. Like the APX turned really well. So I'm imagining the regular one's going to turn just as well because it has the same profile.
You might like a Nitro POW too, the part of the Quiver series. It's a weird shape, but I mean, that thing's designed for low angle, tight trees. So that could be
Salmon Fish as well.
Oh, that's a good one too. Nidecker Mellow too. Oh, Rosnell Slashimi.
Oh yeah, that board's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But at 225, size up.
Yes. I'm trying to think what else. You could excavate if you wanted. Get a K2
excavator. Yeah, in the 54.
Yeah. Psycho Candy, a ride.
I mean, that's kind of similar to a Gremlin in that regard, too.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think of something that might be a little more playful. Like, I would check out a Nerd Relic, too. Give that a go. Something different. Not everyone's going to have it. That thing's fun. So it's kind of like a cross between a Gremlin and a Mind Expander, in my opinion.
There you go.
All right. We've got Rish Era. When will the next season reviews start dropping? September 1st to the general public, but if you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, they started 2 days ago. We've put up, as of today, 3 different phase binding reviews. So you got the Mercury, the Blaster, and the Katana phases up, and you're getting a review a day right now for this month, and then next month it should be 2 a day through the summer. I got to see where we're at, but yeah, got a ton of reviews coming out. But I think between TC and I right now, I want to say we're close to 120 or 130 reviews, somewhere in there, that are done, that are written, so not filmed, but yeah. Okay. From Arv Chris, thoughts on the new Union Force FC bindings? That 2-screw system looks kind of interesting, but also sketchy at the same time. I rode 2 screws way back in the day because I didn't have a 3-hole disc. So I've done 2 screws. You can do it. I mean, riding like ICS on stuff, you can do it, but TC will tell you those things are light.
They're crazy light. You haven't ridden them yet?
No, because we were so brick. Oh. I didn't want to take them out and die.
And just chatter your face off.
Yeah,
you never know. Could be damp.
I might ride them on Monday. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Monday will still be some leftover POW, so I can go out and crust bust and stuff. I want to see how those things are. But I'm curious with them. Like, fucking so goddamn light. I'm worried I'm going to crack them. Like, I'm literally worried a low swinging chair is going to crack them.
Yeah, you got to put that down.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. From IK, would you put the Jones Orion or the Battalion Astro ASIM on the ride 0? Thanks.
Astro ASIM.
Really?
Astro ASIM all day. Yeah.
Okay. I that's where I was going too, but I was like, I wonder if he's going to say Jones.
No.
Oh, it's Herbster.
No. The Herbster wanted to say hi to you guys. Yeah.
Look at him.
But yeah,
Look at that big chunk.
I'm going Astro. You want to say hi, bud? Yeah. Astro, ASIM all day. I'm not a huge fan of the Orion. I think you know that too. That strap just isn't enough for me.
Yeah. From Gary, will we ever see you guys on the Bombhole podcast? 3 hours of you guys tearing apart influencers and brands like Gilson would be great. Is Holden in here? Holden.
It's Holden.
Holden Barth, where are you? I think there's been talk. I don't know. That's a TC thing. That's not a me thing.
If they want to, we're down. We'll do it. I liked Utah. I'll go back. They got every fast food you can think of, except for White Castle. They need to get themselves a White Castle there. And I might move there. All right, Herbs, we're done.
He's going to climb right back up on you.
Oh, yeah. He's like, come on, dude. It's almost dinner time. You've been feeding me at 4:30 every day.
This is hilarious from our favorite Latin Y. He's not Latinx, he's Latin Y, he's Latiny. Okay, I'll start the minority group. Beans on boards, we ollie border signs. It's so politically incorrect. I love it. I love
That's
it.
great.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Can I join?
No, you're too Slavic.
That's fair.
All right. From Blastoise, what are your thoughts on Gentum Stick Manta Ray / Giant Manta Ray? Overpriced and better alternatives? After seeing my friend's ex-wife literally break it 1 hour after buying it because she fell and there was a soft push pile and the board went and it completely cracked. Yeah, I think they're overpriced. The weird thing about Gentums, and I've heard this from numerous people, is the ones made in Japan by hand are worse than the mass-produced ones. The mass-produced ones tend to be stronger. And everyone always tries to revere them. And then I'm like, well, you bought one, and how come you never fucking write, oh, it's, it's got to be just every. And I'm like, dude, I'd be that guy down in Crested Butte that rolls up with the Ferrari with the ski rack on the back.
Yeah.
Like, that dude's my fucking hero. Got a 308 Ferrari and a rack on the back. Just ripping around. Doesn't care. Studded snows on it. Zero fucks given. Like, they're snowboards, man. They're tools, not jewels. So.
I love that saying, and I'm totally down with it until somebody runs their skis into the back of my snowboard, and then I lose my shit. But like if I hit a rock, hit a stump, whatever, that's just the cost of doing business. But when somebody just pokes their skis into my board, I get so pissed off. Like, that's not necessary. Don't split it.
Yeah. Okay, from Jeff Sprague, thoughts on Copper's expansion plan? Kind of worried Union Meadows would become a zoo with the proposed new lift in that area. It might, but here's the thing. Copper had an expansion plan previously to this to put a gondola in West Village. Where's the fucking gondola? It's not there. For years, it was a closed-off run, and that's now where Lyman Lane is. They just made it more blue-green terrain. Just because it's on there doesn't mean they're going to do it. That expansion will be so expensive to run that lift that they'll probably, by the time they got the money to do it, they would have to redo their expansion plan for it. I honestly wouldn't worry too much about it. So, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, if they put it in, they put it in. If they don't, they don't. There's other places.
I want the tow ropes.
The tow ropes, I think, are going to be the first thing to happen.
I want need them. I just want to, just want to get back on a rope.
They put a rope tow in the bottom on those rail features. My life will be complete because I'd be like, oh, I got to go do some hot laps and hit some jibs. End of the day, fucking great. I don't have to ride the chairlift. I can just ride the rope tow, jib 3-4 laps, ride right over to Flyer and get in my car and leave. It's great. Oh, yes. From our boy Chef Drew, Bombhole Cup this weekend. I'll drink Pacifico and try and manifest a monoski and solidarity for TC. The funny thing was the other day we were talking about the monoski and you, and we looked over and there was a fucking monoski. It was just like
they come out of nowhere. You have to talk about them, and then they just come out of nowhere. It's like Beetlejuice. You say it 3 times, and bam, he's right there.
Yeah, no. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, speaking of Pacificos, whoever dropped off a case of Pacificos to Avron's car.
I found out who that was.
Who was it?
So Griffin put Jeff's bag under my car because he was leaving. Didn't hit me up on Discord, which I don't have on my phone, and I was just like, what the fuck is this bag of Pacifico and Zins doing here? So I threw it under your car, figuring you would take the Zin and drink a beer. But then Jeff went and picked it up when he saw it was under my car. He saw your car. I was like, maybe it's over there, and grabbed it.
That makes me so much happier. Then I was like, some son of a bitch, like, just took a case of Pacificos and a thing of Zins. But okay, that makes me even more happy that they weren't actually intended for us. That's good. That's good. Because I walked around the parking lot twice. I was like, all right, did somebody else take it and leave it under their car? Like, what the hell's going on here?
Dude, that's what I thought. Like, I thought it was for the car next to me. I was like, who the fuck would just leave fucking beer? Like, I don't drink. Like, I went through looking to see if there was any ID or anything, and there was like a scraping kit in there, like 6 Pacificos, 2 packs of Zin, and a big essential water bottle. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? It's not
all the bases covered. Sick. That's good.
Yeah. So, all right. Take this super chat from Insulin 801. Split my days between a Ride 057 wide and a GNU anti-gravity 62 wide. GNU Gremlin or Nitro Dinghy next. Dinghy. Get the dinghy. Dinghy.
Yeah,
dinghy. Mm-hmm. Click the links. Get the dinghy.
Click the links.
All right. From Ogre Boy 666. Powder/free ride board that blows through Pacific Northwest chop to pair with a Solomon Dancehall, Jones hovercraft, and a K2 excavator. Something else? Get a ride deep fake. Or a slash vertical or something stiff like that. Maybe a black snowboard to death.
Yeah, because the Dancehall is already kind of volume shifted. So I would go with something just like a regular, more aggressive powboard, like you're saying. Like, hell, you even get a howler if you can find one. That'll go right through it.
Yeah, howler would be a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alpha APX.
No, not an alpha. You want the beta APX for powder free ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you want the beta APX. The alpha is softer than the beta, so
that wasn't even that stiff.
No, it's not. That's why I'm saying the alpha is softer. The alpha is softer than that. I know that. Yeah. Maybe maybe like a Nitro Highlander. That might be something cool. That new stiletto they've got coming out next year would be good for that. Big old swallowtail though. But yeah, powder free ride. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. From Colby. Just pre-ordered my 2026 Orca. I'm joining the pod. God, I hate that saying. You're an Orca Dorka.
As long as you only take it out on the Orca days, you're fine.
Let's see. Okay, from Sibbies. I was surprised to see phase bindings reviewed on other channels, but you don't have any. I don't even know why they're putting them up. You can't even. There's like no affiliate links to really click with them. You're not making any sales. But there was supposed to be a review embargo on it. That went out the window because no one was communicating inside Nidecker Brands. So there's that. Now they're allowing everyone to make one video now, but the reviews are supposed to drop September 15th. We're working on something but we've got a video in the works, and which I guess I can spill the beans on this because this is hilarious. For the last 3 weeks, anytime someone leaves a comment going, "What do you know about phase?" I say, "Phase, what's that?" That's literally going to be the name of the video.
Love it.
I've been subconsciously just programming that into people's minds. It's great. So I'm hoping we'll have that up sometime this month, and that should be a big one. But we go through every model because we had all 4 of them in person, which I think we were the only ones that had all 4 at the same time. So
Yeah, probably.
So that should be good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. We'll take Luke Krisnarek.
I think that's a CH at the end there. It's pronounced.
It's very Czech Republic. Warden Service Dog, a good 2-board quiver. Yes.
Mhm.
My battery came unplugged. Just got the notification it was about to die. That's not good. Got to charge that. So, okay. But yeah, I think that's a great combination of boards. Let's see. Okay, we'll take this one from Label. Hey, looking for a snowboard size recommendation. I'm about 140 pounds. I usually ride 150, but I was wondering if I should stick with a 150 or bump up to a 152. Depends what you're doing. I mean, if you're more free ride, yeah, 52 would totally make some sense. Give you a little more edge hold, powder, stuff like that. Freestyle? No, you're fine with a 150.
Also depends on height too. But
yeah.
But yeah, you're right on the money there.
140, you're fine, yeah. Oh, God. From Carlo, intermediate rider wanting to progress more in the park. Currently have a 2011 Burton Nug and a 140. Fucking throw that thing away. I'm 5'9", 155 pounds, looking at a Captain and Battalion park boards. What size would you recommend? Get like a 152. Go get an indoor survival in the 152. You'll be happy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. All right. From Full Degen, what's your ideal day for the nitro dinghy? On powder tree days, I find myself on a party wave. Literally a powder tree day, I would be on the dinghy. And then I would hopefully it would be one of those days where it's like powder groomers, so I could go carve too if I needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like this super chat from Jogan. Come on, everyone. Quick $5 for Uncle A's stem cell therapy. Fuck, I need something to keep me alive. I'm dying over here. It's not good. All right. Let's see. From Road Trip Rohan, 5'8", 170 pounds, size 10 boots equal ride Peace Seeker 147 or 151? The answer is yes.
Yeah, you're saying.
I'd probably put you up more towards the 51. Yeah, 51 would be fine for you. I think that's probably where you ideally want to be, unless you really are riding someplace that's super low angle and tight like the East Coast. Then a 47 would probably be a little bit better, a little more zippy for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's check out the poll for the day. Do you take snowboard advice from anonymous people online? 17% of you said yes. Shame. 33% said no. 40% said just you. 10% said Reddit. Why are you on Reddit? That is a goddamn cesspool. It's horrible. That place is horrible. Ugh. I like this question from David Patterson. Hello, both of you. After all these years of testing, which board do you believe stands out as having the greatest pop? First year K2 jib pan.
Yeah.
Never had a board match that. Closest to that would be the first year ride DH. When they put the first year that they put the rods in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it did, because there was a time where it didn't have, I'm pretty sure it didn't have the slime wall on it. So they hadn't done that yet. So it was more responsive. That was interesting. But that first year, the first time I ever rode the Jip Pan was at Winter Park, which is just a god awful place to test stuff. And
Yeah.
you get off the Chondola chair there, and you come down and there's like this huge roller. And I'd just been told go hit the roller full speed. I must have popped like 10 feet straight up and went like 30 feet down the run. That thing put me so far in the back seat. I was like, what the fuck? I was like rolling the windows in it. And that board was just insane with the amount of camber because it was full camber, old school camber. It was I think it was a 57, 56 maybe. No, it was a 56 with a 24, like 0.7 or 0.8 waist width on it. That thing that thing was amazing. That one just really stands out. Like I've ridden boards that are definitely as snappy as that, but at that time, like that thing was just like, whoa.
Megadeth. That's what I'm thinking. Megadeth really stood out to me. So did the Mega Light, actually, by Nidecker that I rode last week. And I don't know if that's because that board is so light and the way the wind was hitting it, where it felt like I just kept floating up because it was so light and I'm not that heavy either, where I was like, I'm like a piece of paper caught in an updraft over here. Like I just keep rising. But I mean, the Aeronaut for sure has great pop to it, but I still think the Megadeth has more. Because it's insanely light, made out of pretty much hockey sticks, is what it looks like.
From Nathan Harvey. Oh, Uncle A, you reviewed the Jones Mountain Twin Pro. You stated the board has Corid. It does. According to their website, I saw nothing on it having Corid, just making you aware of that discrepancy. Okay. It does.
It does. In the nose and the tail.
You can hear it when you tap it. You can. It's there. So.
Also, which year were you looking at?
I don't know why you're telling me about their website issue. That's a Jones issue.
It depends what year they looked at, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have been on last year's, which...
Because they do have closeout stuff on there, but...
Yeah, this year's does. Last year's didn't. Next year's does.
Yeah.
So... But yeah, you tap that thing, you'll hear it.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one from Liam Curie. Well, the Snowboard Reddit is great if you want your full Rate My Carving videos full of the most skidded turns you've ever seen. Just a bunch of little shitters all in one place.
Maybe I do have to get on there just to see that.
No, don't. It's god awful. Every time I go on there, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm losing IQ points. It's awful. But yeah, no, it's yeah, it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, from Mars. Have you tried the Battalion Tornado? Is it the same as the current Beyond Metals? Supposedly, yeah. I think I asked for it and they just said no.
They just said no.
No, they're like no. They just like they were like no. Like there was like 3 boards that I specifically asked for, and they're like no, and I was like okay, whatever. Yeah. So yeah. Justin Lee, thoughts on the Burton process flying V? Seen a 40% off end of season again, but don't see it because it's a piece of shit. It's a fucking turd. Buy a real fucking snowboard and be a man.
It hasn't been updated since I worked at Dick's Sporting Goods my senior year of high school.
12 years ago. Almost 13.
No, it is 13 years ago.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You
got
yeah.
Yeah. 13 years ago.
Yep. Fucking piece of shit. Buy a real snowboard. Be a man. Camber won't kill you. All right. From Danny Garcia. Hey, dudes. Demoed the new regular Solomon Assassin and the Pro this year and love them. Would like to pick up the Rome Freaker on sale this summer. Is it comparable to either of those? It's somewhere between both of them. So it would be like regular Assassin, Freaker, Assassin Pro. It kind of like sits between them in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think we can call it a day. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where we're at. Remember, check out the Cultural Mystery link of the week. Also, put some videos down there for everyone as well. There's also the GoFundMe for Jeff Keenan's wife, Leanne Pelosi, and his son, Kyber. We definitely want to take care of them in there. Got a couple affiliate links in that as well. So do that. But we'll be back next week. I think we got 2 more live streams left for the year, and then we go on break. So get those questions in. Remember, the last live stream of the year, though, we'll have the wheel and we'll have prizes. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
We'll see you.